Yo, yo, yo. What is up, YouTube? Welcome to another video on the channel. And today, I'm very, very excited to introduce to you guys Killian Misitis.
What's going on?
Today, we're going to be sitting down with him, interviewing him, asking him about life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness, and all the in between. So, yeah, tell him a little bit about yourself.
What's going on? I'm Killian Misitis. I'm from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I play lacrosse here at Ole Miss.
Let's go.
Yep. I like to hunt, be outside, and just be with my friends and family.
All right. So, Killian, what's your ideal Saturday?
My ideal Saturday is I'm kind of a morning person, honestly. I like to wake up early,
Okay.
kind of get productive, start out the day right. I'll usually work out, maybe hit the sauna, but unfortunately ours has been broken.
Oh, man.
Still waiting for that to be fixed, but
At Lark, Oxford.
yeah, let's,
Get
let's
it
figure this
together.
out. But I'll usually work out, hit the sauna, then I'll come back, make a healthy breakfast, high in protein. Got to get right with the body and the mind. I'll usually shower, and then I'll kind of check what my day has. If I'm pretty open, I'll either go and hang out with some of my buddies or just kind of find something new to try.
Let's go. Yeah. And as Killian said, he plays lacrosse. So tell us a little bit about how that started and like how your career has progressed and got you to this point.
Yeah, definitely. So I grew up playing like every sport. I had two older brothers, and they always played something new. So we started out with baseball and t-ball,
Yeah.
and then my older brother he switched to lacrosse because one of our buddies was playing,
Hmm.
and then ever since then I fell in love. So I played my first year of lacrosse. I would say I was in first grade.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so I played at a local school because my personal school didn't offer it.
Yeah.
So I became friends with a bunch of people in the area, and we played on the same team until high school. And then I played at my high school for one season, and then I ended up getting recruited to a boarding school.
Hmm.
And so I transferred to boarding school, and I had 3 years there. I actually gave myself a fifth year for a COVID year.
Yes, sir.
My intentions were to play lacrosse in college, but at the end of the day, I realized I was going to college for academics, not sports. So I figured, why should I rush myself to a school that I'm not in love with,
Attaboy.
rather than go do something that I would set myself up for the future. So
Absolutely.
ultimately, I chose Ole Miss, and I got involved with the lacrosse team here, and it's been great since.
It's awesome to hear, man. Yeah. So Killian, they beat Baylor a few weeks ago in Louisiana. So let's go, Ole Miss lacrosse.
Yeah, we beat Baylor, first win of the season.
Let's go. Uh, but yeah, so maybe tell us a little bit about like your career plans, what you want to do, like stuff like that.
Yeah, definitely. Apologies for that. My career path. Right now I'm studying finance in the School of Business. I really like finance. I like the numbers. Growing up, my father was in business, so I kind of got to see behind the scenes of that. And he has a couple businesses that I oversee with him and kind of help out. And I think that's definitely the path I want to go. I want to own a business for sure.
Yeah, yeah, for
I like
sure.
that whole idea. I like being my own boss. I do like working for someone too because I learn a lot,
Yeah,
and I always find myself thinking I know everything I do or in the world, but I definitely don't. And it's
yeah,
always good to learn from someone.
I agree.
But hopefully, right out of college, I'm definitely hoping to move somewhere in Florida and get a good, maybe North Carolina, even somewhere nice, and just get a job in finance for a couple years and hopefully set myself up for a good future.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So I know you just mentioned that you'd like to own a business. Is there anything specific, or are you kind of like open to whatever like comes your way?
I'm pretty open to whatever comes my way. Right now, we have a gym back home. We have two locations, and we're in the process of rebranding that. And I've had a couple of things to say for that, and had a couple of decisions to make with that. So I'll definitely, hopefully, be taking that over one day, and maybe eventually franchising that
Oh
into
yeah,
something more. We have a bunch of partnerships with some big name brands, which is always good to help grow ourselves and kind of check out what we can do in the future.
yeah, absolutely. So I know like right now in like the fitness community, peptides are like the talk of the world, and like you have collab and like the frame mogging and all that stuff. So like, what are your thoughts on peptides and like just from being in that world?
So my father works in the pharma, like big pharma industry,
Yeah,
and I actually asked him a question because I was interested in peptides because everyone's
everybody.
doing
Yeah,
them,
yeah,
so
absolutely.
they got to catch on. But basically, what he told me is they're really good. They promote like recovery. Retta, to be like for an example, my buddy's taking Retta. It's like
Yeah,
a fat loss, and it's amino acids that helps. It's like um, rewiring your body to build more protein and helps you build muscle and shave fat.
yeah.
My personal opinion on peptides, I think maybe eventually I'll try them, maybe for a little period of time just to see what happens. But my biggest fear is needles, and
Oh yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not a big fan of needles, and I think that would be difficult to get past.
yeah. I completely understand
But I
that.
mean, anyone who does them, I mean, people call them cheap because you're just kind of it's a lazy way to lose weight or a lazy way to lose weight.
Right.
But I mean, everyone's taking Ozempic, like
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I was just gonna say that like the whole the whole world right now is trying to like find the means to get to where they want to do the easy
yeah,
way, and
yeah,
like you were saying, Ozempic, and even like people who abuse certain things to feel a certain way and stuff like that. But like we know, you can't really get that unless you put in the work as well. Like
yeah,
even if
exactly.
you get on peptides and stuff, you can't just not go to the gym and get like super big. Like this like TRT, I know that's a super big thing, especially among like older men.
Yep.
But yeah, fitness industry's always been crazy and just continuing to get even more crazy.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, so me and Killian are going turkey hunting in the morning, and as he said, he loves to hunt, and I do the same. So what's like one of your favorite hunting memories, like whether growing up or recent or?
Sure, I have so many, but one of my top favorite memories was I actually was lucky enough to draw a hunt out in New Mexico
Oh no way!
when I was 13 years old. And at the time, I was pretty nervous. I was like still kind of getting into hunting. Like I grew up hunting with my family, but it was just your typical like deer and turkey and
Yeah, yeah.
ducks and everything. Pretty like normal hunting, I would say. And
We got some technical difficulties with the
technical
wind.
difficulties. But when my father said that I drew this hunt, I was definitely excited. But he told me like it's a pretty big commitment and a lot of money, so I had to like start getting ready for it. So he took me out to the shooting range with my gun, and we got sighted in at 100 yards. Then we moved to 200 yards, and then we went up to 500. And so the hunt came around in September of 2018, I believe it was. And so we flew out to New Mexico. We went on the White Sands Missile Range,
Hmm.
and the way it worked is we weren't guaranteed a day of hunting because they test missiles on this area,
Oh
so
wow.
it still could be radioactive. So the first day we were able to hunt, we actually couldn't go on the property because they just had launched a couple missiles.
Yeah.
So we ended up just kind of exploring the area, and we went and had some authentic Mexican food
Oh no
with our
way.
guide and his friends. So that was a cool experience. And we went out to the dunes too. It was amazing. It was out of this world. It looked like a new like planet.
Wow.
Yeah, it was insane. And then kind of went home and got ready for the morning. Then we woke up real early. I think we woke up around 4 a.m. and got in the truck. Oh, actually, I forgot about this. When we woke up to go hunting the first day we could hunt, we realized that our friend's truck had been someone stole a generator out of the back of it.
Oh
So we
no.
had to go into the hotel and deal with that real quick. And then finally we got on the road. We went and checked in at the missile range, and we got on the road and we were just doing a little glassing, trying to find some. It was a oryx hunt.
Oh
I don't know
wow.
if you know what an oryx is.
No, no,
It's
I'm unfamiliar.
I'll show the audience.
We'll attach a picture right here of an
Yep.
oryx.
And I'll send you the picture of the
Yeah,
one I
yeah.
shot too.
Bet.
So then we were glassing for oryx, and they're very similar yet very different from a deer or an elk.
Yeah.
Like you can't really stalk a deer or an elk; they're just faster than you, and they'll outrun you and smell you.
Right.
But an oryx, you can track them down pretty easily.
Oh,
Not,
that's
I wouldn't say
sick.
pretty easy, but you can stalk them.
Yeah.
So we were glassing, and we found a herd, and it's very different than deer because in a buck, obviously they have horns,
Right.
and does don't have horns
Yeah, yeah.
or antlers, I should say. And but a female oryx, their bone structure is very thin and very long,
Mm.
while a male is a very thick and shorter horn, and they're just like two
Ah.
sticks. And so we were looking and we found this herd, and there was probably 30 to 40 oryx in the herd. And
Wow.
we looked in the back of the herd and we found this old male. So my guide was saying that he was kind of kicked from his herd because he's old and getting slow, and they're
Yeah.
starting to leave him behind. So we made a game plan and we parked the truck on the side of the road and we started walking, and we were probably 3/4 of a mile away, and I remember I was carrying my gun on my back, and we had to crawl under a fence or like lean under a fence,
Yeah.
and my gun fell and the barrel stuck right into some mud.
Oh no.
My father was very upset with me. I was ready to quit right there. I was wanting to cry and go home.
Yeah.
But we kept going, and we finally got up to 93 yards of this oryx, and
Oh
he was
wow.
bedded down. So we set up the tripod, and I was just waiting for him to stand up, and eventually he stood up, put one right into it. I was using a 308.
Yeah.
And I put one right into his shoulder, and then my guide told me to rack another one, and I thought that meant shoot again when he was running.
Yeah.
So he was running, and I was tracking him, and I shot just way over his back.
Yeah.
And then he finally slowed down and started like trotting a little bit, and I was able to get another shot right into his shoulder, and
Atta
he dropped
boy.
right there.
Man, that's awesome.
Yeah, so we went and we got the truck and we drove out right through the desert to pick
Yeah.
him up. And I remember like an oryx is a very big animal. They're probably like 800 to 1,000 pounds.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there was the three of us, like my dad, my guide, and me.
Yeah.
So basically, two men and a kid.
Right.
And so that we were trying, we field dressed him, or not field dressed, we like cleaned him up, got him
Yeah.
ready to put him in the truck.
Yeah.
And I remember I was like really scared to touch him. He was all bloody and gross. And they
Yeah.
were lifted, like this truck was real high lifted.
Yeah.
So I was like not trying to touch all the gross blood or gross blood. I don't think it's gross anymore, but
Right.
so I was like trying to pull his tail to get him up in there. And my dad was yelling at me, "Pull him up! You gotta lift him up. He's too heavy." But we finally got him in the truck and then took him to the weigh station and got him processed. And we had one more day to hang out, so we just kind of went and had a celebratory dinner. And we actually drove out into the canyons and we saw a bunch of elk. We called in a bunch of elk just to watch them, and I mean that's amazing. My father's a huge elk hunter. I have not been lucky enough to draw a hunt for that yet, but hopefully soon, maybe this year.
Yeah. Dude,
But
that's
yeah, we got to
yeah.
see, we got to work some bulls and had a good time, and then we flew home. But I'll never forget that hunt. It was I would say like I was a big hunter then, but that definitely that secured the deal for me to
Yeah.
being a lifetime hunter.
Yeah.
Just chasing that high.
Dude, I know exactly what you mean. Like the first time I ever went turkey hunting, I went with my uncle, and like growing up, I never really liked hunting that much. Like obviously, I went and stuff because like Mississippi, there's nothing else to do, you know. So I would go and like go deer hunting and stuff, but it never really felt like hunting to me. Like I would be sitting in the stand, just sitting there waiting, like playing on my like iPod Touch. 'Cause, you know, I was like a little kid, I didn't have a phone, I just play on my iPod Touch. But then the first time I went turkey hunting, it was like a completely different world. Like you're
Yeah.
actually like
You're talking to him.
yeah, you're talking to them, communicating with them, like moving around, like having these different strategies of like how to get to them, and like going the day before and trying to roost a bird, and then
Yep.
you can do everything right and still not kill one.
Yeah,
And that
exactly.
just makes you like when you finally do kill one, it makes
So
it
rewarding.
yeah, so rewarding. It's so much like so much fun. Like to all of you out there who don't really hunt, I encourage you to find somebody who does hunt and just like follow them around if they'll let you. Like
Yeah.
obviously you need to learn like gun safety and all those different things. It's super important. I'm not telling you just go buy a gun and go out in the woods, you know, but
Yeah, you got to follow all the safety precautions.
yeah, absolutely. And
But
if
you find someone who knows what they're doing and they're generous enough to let you go, it's a great experience.
absolutely. Yeah, I was very lucky growing up to have like a lot of family members who did hunt, and they took me under their wing and kind of showed me the ropes, and now I have the opportunity to like take other people who don't really get to hunt as much hunting and
We
like
got a special guest right here.
oh, who do we got?
It's Anthony.
Come on, come on. We
Say
have a
hello.
special guest.
What's going on?
The one and only Manko.
Repping the
Yeah, come get in.
Terramana.
Of
course. The Jaeger. The Jaeger. See ya.
That's my other roommate, Anthony Giamenko, representing New Jersey.
Yeah, me and we got hit with an ice storm.
Yeah, we did.
What was that? End of January.
Yeah, end of
Yeah.
January.
So me, Anthony, and Nolan, my roommate, we all drove down to Tampa, Florida, and we had a great time.
Yeah, I've never been to Tampa, but I have to go, bro. It sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm actually dating his cousin.
Really?
Yeah,
I did not know that. I mean, I knew you had like talked about it, but I didn't know y'all were.
like dating his
Oh
cousin.
yeah, okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
Not like I mean like yeah, it's not actually dating, but It's a
Shout out
little
to her if you're watching.
shout out Olivia and Ella, right?
Let's
Dating them
go,
both.
Olivia and Ella.
Can't pick one.
Nah, yeah. But
Yeah,
yeah, it's not a very pretty day out here. We have a little overcast, but wind's blowing pretty good. All
yeah,
that good stuff. But yeah, let's talk about the ice storm. I really don't think I've talked about it much on here, but like,
yeah.
dude, that was insane.
Yeah, I mean, we came back from Christmas break. I remember I was like pretty excited to start the semester. I got my truck down here. I'm ready to start off the season for lacrosse. Warm
Yeah,
weather coming soon, and next thing we know, people are talking about an ice storm, and we're thinking like, oh, we're in North Mississippi. It can't be that bad for
yeah,
us.
right.
But people started taking it pretty seriously, so we figured like, oh, we probably should stock up on a couple things. So we went to the local stores, and everything was sold out. So we
Yep.
had to drive down to Batesville. Me, Nolan, and Ryan went one night to get some alcohol, just to make sure we had something to do.
Yeah.
But so we drove to Batesville, and we were just kind of joking around. We were like, "This can't be that bad. People are tweaking about this. Like, I'm from the north. Like, I can handle some snow and ice." But next thing you know, we wake up, we don't have any power.
Oh man, that was so bad. It was it was rough, honestly. Like waking up with no power is already bad enough, but then like we didn't have power for like a week and a half, like 2 weeks, and school got canceled for 2 weeks. And like for like I know for high school it's pretty common. Like in Mississippi, of course, if it like snows and stuff, you're pretty much out of school. It's kind of a given. But with college, they try and like we're not in school as much. They try and keep us like in school as much as they can. So then for them to cancel for 2 weeks is like
Pretty
pretty
serious.
serious, yeah. But yeah, we were up here for a few days, and then after they canceled school the next week, we were like, all right, we're getting out of Oxford. So everybody kind of went their separate ways and tried to avoid it.
Yeah, I mean, it was crazy. Like we left, I want to say we got hit with the ice storm Saturday or Friday night. Friday
Yeah,
night's
yeah,
when it started. And I mean, we came outside and everything was broken. Trees were down. Our cars were covered in ice. Like my truck, I couldn't even unlock the doors or get in it. So what we did is I had to turn it on with the keys, and it like adjust to the temperature, so it was blaring heat. And finally, it kind of melted enough off to open the doors,
yeah, yeah.
and that's how we charged our phones and kind of stayed warm. Because
Mm.
after the second night in the house, it was not warm. Like
No, yeah,
I have pretty thick comforter and a couple blankets, and I was still shivering that night. I was wearing a bunch of hoodies and sweatpants, but once we got our cars unlocked, like we kind of went and explored a little bit. And I mean, campus was a wreck.
oh my
People's cars
gosh.
were everywhere. It was like a ghost town.
Yeah, it was. And we had like linemen that couldn't work on the power poles and stuff because like trees were still snapping and falling on power poles, and it was just a big hazard for them to where like we not only did we not have power, but they weren't even working to get us power. We were just
Yeah,
in like
we just
a
had to wait.
terrible situation. And like obviously the roads are so bad. And, like I drive a car, so I'm not taking my car on the ice. So I had to get picked up to go in to walk dogs for work and stuff. But I think it was it Monday or Tuesday when we went to like we went to campus to get food.
I think we had left at that point, so I
Yeah,
wasn't
okay, yeah,
here.
yeah. Maybe it was Sunday. But they had like it was like a refugee camp inside of like a rebel market, which is like the meal plan place where you can get food and stuff, and they were like rationing food and stuff. It was
Yeah,
absolutely crazy.
yeah. I remember when we were driving to Tampa, we were on the highway, and I think our average speed for the first hour was probably 15 miles an hour.
Oh yeah, dude, driving home in my car, like I could have slid off the road at any moment, and it would not have surprised me. Like
Yeah,
it
exactly.
was,
There was a couple times we were fishtailing across the
yeah,
highway. It was definitely pretty nerve wracking. And
yeah,
then we got into Alabama, and it was just smooth sailing from there.
yeah, yeah. And we're still seeing like there's still a lot of debris on the side of the roads and stuff. It's Oxford's still not fully recovered from
Yeah,
that.
I still see some of those tree trucks coming to pick stuff up.
Yeah, yeah,
And I was out at Sardis the other week, and the one road to get there is just covered in debris.
yeah, yeah. They're still working on trying to get all that stuff, and it's beginning of April now, and that was in January, just to kind
Yeah,
of help y'all understand the
time frame.
gravity of the situation. Yeah, but yeah, like I said, me and Killian are. I don't know if I told y'all this, but me and Killian are going turkey hunting tomorrow, and we're
Yeah,
gonna go double up on some birds.
yeah,
So
couple toms.
y'all stay tuned for that. We'll show y'all a picture of that after we get them, hopefully.
Oh yeah, cook up a nice little meal.
Oh man, turkey nuggets, be so
Oh
good.
yeah.
But yeah. So this is Killian. Do you have anything else you want to say to the vlog or like
I think
Anything
that's
else?
about it. I think I'm gonna start posting here pretty soon.
Oh
So
yeah, check out his
yeah,
channel.
be ready to check out my stuff. I'll be doing some vlogs and behind the scenes type of stuff.
Y'all
But
show him some love. This is
oh
a
yeah,
super good friend of mine. Me and
yes
him
sir.
are a lot alike, but also very different in certain
Yeah.
things. So it's super cool because like he's from Pennsylvania, like he was saying. I'm from Mississippi, so our cultures are like very different, but at the same time, like so much alike.
Like
Like
same
it's
interest, but just different
yeah,
variety.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like I grew up hunting deer, turkey, duck, just like you did, you know. But also like I've never hunted. What'd you say, an oryx?
Oryx.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's so sick. Like wait, actually, have you seen the where people go to like Africa and they'll kill like giraffes and stuff?
Yeah.
Like, dude, that looks insane. I
The
would love
one
to do
woman
that.
who cuts my hair, her unfortunately her assistant sadly passed away a
Oh
couple
man.
years ago. But I remember she was telling me that her husband. I don't think you can go and shoot elephants anymore. I think that's illegal.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But apparently they have like 3 elephants at their house, a couple
Wow.
giraffes. He was a very big hunter.
Yeah,
But I would love to go to Africa. Me and my
yeah.
buddy, we went to Indonesia a couple years ago,
No way.
and it was for our senior trip. We had graduated high school and went for 2 weeks or 2.5 weeks. We went surfing, spearfishing, scuba
Oh man,
diving, just
that's
kind
sick.
of. There's just the two of us across the world, and we keep telling ourselves we got to go and do something else like that. And I think we were talking about going somewhere in Africa to do something like that,
Oh yeah, dude, that'd be so
kill
cool.
some cool animals and get some good food and
Absolutely.
learn some new culture.
Yeah, yeah. That's a. I feel like that's something that makes life like a little bit more fun. Is just exploring all the different cultures and different things that the world has to offer. You know.
Yeah,
And you really don't understand how different places are until you like go to another place or meet people from other places and like they kind of assume that their way is like the only way and the right way and you get to talking to them and like yours is completely different than theirs so then you get to kind of like explore and figure different
yeah,
stuff
definitely.
out.
And I think it's great to go to places like that and learn. Like it helps you be more grateful for the things you have because people out
Oh
in
yeah,
Africa, I mean, most of them don't even have telephones or
yeah,
the internet, and you
absolutely.
just learn their situation, and then you come home and realize how good you have it.
Yeah, we're very fortunate,
Definitely.
especially just to be in college and just to be able to like talk and interact with other people, like
Hmm.
have all of our limbs. Like I talk about this a lot on the channel. Like we really set our minds so much on the things we don't have that we forget about the things we do have.
Exactly.
And
You don't know what you have until it's gone.
yeah, absolutely. But yeah, thank you guys for watching.
Yeah. Thank you.
I hope you guys enjoyed hearing us talk. And like we said, look out for his channel,
Yep. Hotty toddy.
Hottie Toddy.
We just finished our little interview podcast thing. My roommate just called me. He got a haircut. We got to go pick him up. So we're going to the truck. We're going to go get him.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Well,
What's up?
well, well.
This is for the vlog.
Fresh cut. Let's see it. Let's see
What's
the
up,
fresh
vlog? Just
cut.
lost $4,000 on my truck. You know how it is.
What's up, guys? I just got back from coaching a soccer team with my friend Ryan. Our friend Landon, that we interviewed yesterday, is the assistant coach, but he left today to go home for Easter. So I helped Ryan with that, and I just got a shower. And now I want to talk to you guys about something a lot serious. Um, this is gonna be really hard for me. It's probably gonna be make me feel guilty and ashamed and a lot of bad things. But I have been feeling like the Lord has pulling on my heart to be open about this and to tell you guys about this and to put this out to the world, as hard as it may be. But I have been struggling really, really hard with lust since I was 13. Whether that's watching videos that I shouldn't watch, scrolling on Instagram and looking at things that I shouldn't look at, walking around and looking at women in a way I should not look at them, and ultimately objectifying them, um, objectifying myself for since I was from the time I was 16 to like last semester, I found a lot of my self worth in the girls that I would hook up with. And this is really hard to talk about. I had sex with multiple girls and I treated them in ways I shouldn't have. Ultimately, I shouldn't have been doing that in the first place. We're told to be pure, we are told to free from sexual immorality, and yet so often I find myself running back to it. Um, I took a pledge of abstinence, or what's the other word? I'm not sure what the other word is. I can't think of it right now. But after a bad experience last semester, I have not had sex since, which is a very big step for me. However, I have replaced that with something else, and it's still kind of the same thing, just not with a person, if you know what I'm talking about. Um, and the bad part is, I don't want to do it anymore. Like the Lord has revealed to me many times that it's wrong, and I feel so much conviction while I'm thinking it after I do it. Yet, like a dog, I eat my throw up. I keep going back to it. And there was a period of time for like 2 to 3 weeks where it felt like it was gone and it had been lifted, and I felt like I was overcoming it and that Christ was overcoming it through me. And then I got cocky, I got arrogant. I started thinking that it was out of my own power, probably. Um, and then it snuck back on me and it got me again. And it still has me to this point. Which is why it's so hard to talk about, because I'm not telling you guys how I overcame it. I'm telling you guys right now as I'm struggling with it. And I haven't really told anyone this. I mean, I've kind of like mentioned it in conversation in more of like a joking way, which I think we so often do with things we're struggling with, to try and get it out there, but we're not actually taking accountability for it. We're like saying it in a joking way so that some people may not take it serious, or if they do, you can be like, "Oh, I'm just joking." Like if they react in a way you don't want them to. But I think this is something that's holding me back from finally getting away from it. And I'm going to try and be obedient to God, as hard as it may be, and talk to you guys about it. Um, I'm sure there's some young men watching this. I'm sure there's some grown men watching this who are still struggling with this. King David, he he fell victim to it. Bathsheba was outside on her porch taking a bath, and David saw her, and he looked at her lustfully, and he had her husband killed, and he slept with her. And David was a man after God's own heart. So, if King David fell into that, I should not be ashamed. No sin has overtaken you that is not uncommon to man. So I know that some of you guys out there are struggling with this, and that you aren't talking about it, and that you're ashamed of it, and that you're closed off in a shell, hiding from it, doing it when no one's around, and just trying to live this double life where you do this when no one's around and you act like this when everyone is around. And I'm tired of this, personally. I'm so sick and tired of this, of being chained to this, of being a victim of this, of being overcome by my sexual desires and my temptations and all these different things. And I'm trying to get it out there. Man. Some of you guys, this may be a shock that you watch my other videos. You've heard me talk about my faith, about how Christ has moved and worked in me, and yet I'm still struggling with this. And yet it's true. Like when you get saved, it doesn't just go away. It's a process of you getting closer to Christ and Him taking those desires away and teaching you how to work through them. And the biggest advice that I can give right now is, number one, pray through it. Number two, don't believe the lies of the devil. Recognize them as lies. Number three, trust God that He says this is wrong, so it is wrong. It doesn't have to make sense to you. Trust that He knows better than we do. And number four, tell people about it. Be open about your struggles. Have a friend who holds you accountable. And it's, man, I can't express to you guys enough how hard this is for me. I was in the shower debating doing this, and I felt like God is telling me to do this, and that this is the only way, is to be open about it. And if the whole point of this channel was for me to get to this point to where I'm telling you guys about it, that's okay. I'm fine with that. But I am trying my best to be obedient to him. And I am so sorry to God and to all of you and to everyone that I've hooked up with or looked at lustfully or whatever it may be. I'm very, very sorry that I treated you in the way that I did, that I looked at you in the way that I did, and that I was overcome by these temptations and desires in my heart. And so often we try and blame it on the devil and say, the devil made me do it. No, I'm a sinner. I was born a sinner. I like to sin, but I was born again in Christ. So I am ordered to turn away from that. And he can give me the strength to do that. But I also have to be obedient. So that's what I'm trying to do. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Uh it was glad to get that out there. I'm glad to get that out there. If you guys struggle with this, let me know. Confide in a friend, in a trusted adult, in a person, whoever, and just be open and honest with them about it. It seems like this is part of the process, is admitting that you have a struggle and telling people about it. And if you're willing, please pray for me that I would be able to overcome this and that Christ would move and work in me and strengthen me. And I'm sure I'll talk about this more on the channel because it's an everyday fight. We have to deny our flesh, take up our cross, and follow him every single day. You don't get saved and everything goes away. No, you wake up and you have to fight. You have to fight hard. You have to take up the full armor of God, and we can't do it alone. But yeah, hope you guys like this video. If you like the interviews, let me know. We're probably gonna keep them rolling, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace.